All right, guys. Sorry for the first video because my battery ran dead just like that for some reason. Anyway, it's probably about 50 degrees right now. And what we're doing is I kind of went ahead and did all my clay work. Now I'm just going to go back and try to see what all I missed and hit the spots that I missed. So it's always good to go back and check your work. Let's see what's going on. Hey, Spike, what's up, brother? We are making barrel toppers. So this barrel topper here, I made it a year or so ago. And what I'm doing is we're going to mold this bad boy. We're not going to mold it today, but we are going to mold it probably tomorrow. So what I'm doing is I'm filling in the real super tight cuts on these things so it's easier to pull out of the mold. And I went live earlier, but my phone died. So I figured I'd give her another shot here. So what we'll do before we mold this tomorrow, we will go back over. I mean, you obviously, whenever you're dealing with wet clay, you want to use some water and keep it moist. And we'll do that tomorrow. We'll put a bag over tonight. We'll go back over everything tomorrow, double check it, and see our low cuts and whatnot, and make sure we got no cracks in our clay. And we will mold it up. We'll have about a 300-pound mold. So I'm just watering it down now just to kind of feather everything in to the rest of the skulls and whatnot. So what I did when my phone died is I went ahead and fixed me a sandwich and all that good stuff, and charge up a little bit. Stuff gets slimy. I have to keep checking the thing here. See, hey, Bill Walker. Hey, brother. Hey, Ray. How you doing, brother? Old man. Should the eyes be filled? That's a good question, John. So they probably should a little bit. I am gonna film a little bit, but I still want them to be sunken in just a little bit. Cause with, like these ones here are fine. This one here on this side is really far back. This one is really far back. So I'm gonna put a little bit in the eyes, not all of them. With the latex and when you foam fill it, they will come out okay. I don't have anything I can show you right now that would be equivalent to something that deep. So yeah, you'll be fine. Like this one here, it's got like, well, it don't now because I just pulled it out. All right. So that had a hard crusty piece in it. So I just pulled it out, but we will stick some clay in it. Like these eyes here will be fine. These eyes down here, I'll probably stick a little bit in. These here will be fine. These here will be fine. So I got a couple I will stick clay in. And with this stuff here, you're not going to save this. It's going to be, once you mold it, you're going to be ripping and tearing this out of the Ultra Cal. Excuse me. Now you're going to be ripping and tearing this out of Ultra Cal, so you're not going to save this at all. If it was silicone, you'd be fine. But with anything you do with Ultra Cal, anything like this, you're going to be tearing it out of. Unless you got some real. Now, if you got like a dome shape or something like that, you should be fine. You can put a little Vaseline around it or whatever. You should be fine. But with this much detail and the cuts and different stuff like that, yeah, all this is going to be tore out of the mold. So once that's done, this thing will be gone. That's why I say you got one shot at it, and if you screw it up, you'll have to start it all over again. That's why I'm double checking everything and going back, and if I see anything wrong, so I've looked at it once and I'm looking at it again, and tomorrow when I go to mold it, I will go over it one more time, just to double check my cuts and stuff like that. But yeah, you should be fine. Just keep your cuts in mind. So like this eye is really deep in there, so I want to put a little bit of clay in that. But once it's molded and you get it all cleaned out, you should be fine with your soft foam, because you're going to have latex, and you'll leave this in the mold and you'll put your soft foam in there. You should be fine. You shouldn't have a problem getting it out. Only time you really have a problem is if you got like a real tight crack, and you're trying to get it into a crack and get it out. It's almost impossible. It's like I do half bodies, and with the guts hanging out, and some of those are where I got the guts in there. It's got a real deep cut in it, and those are hard to get out. So you just gotta be careful of some of that. You can get it out. It's just sometimes it's hard, and if you don't let your latex fully cure, or if it's you start pulling on it real hard, you'll rip your latex. But you can patch it once you get it out if you need to. That's the beauty of it. You can patch it. You don't want to, but you can. It's good. Okay. So what I might do is just go around all the eyes and put a little bit in there. Not a whole lot, because I still want them sunken in a little bit. I want them to be able to, get darkened up pretty good from the paints and stuff like that, but I'll put a little bit in them all. Just for reassurance, I guess. So if you guys use UltraCal any, just be mindful, if you do big pieces, it's going to be heavy. Even if you only do a couple inch thick mold, this sucker's going to be heavy. I got one now. It's only a half torso, and the mold to that's about 300 and probably 300 pounds, 350 pounds, something like that. So it's going to be heavy on you. I do have a tractor here. We got forks for it, but the forks aren't here. I've got I have a forklift in the other garage, so we're waiting on until we get the pad poured for this out here, the driveway pad for this, then I can bring the forklift in here. And that'll help me out with that big heavy stuff, because I'm an old man. More than that one. Has any of you guys made a big mold like this before, or a bigger one? If so, what was your success on that, and are you still making things from it? But sometimes once I start this stuff, I'm like, what was I thinking? The sinus is starting to drain on me here. Right there, feel that. So when you're using rigid foam, sometimes you'll get real sharp spots in your rigid foam, like around the eye sockets. If you can see me, around your eye sockets or around the nose in a skull. Sometimes those things can be pretty sharp, and those will and can those can and will cut your latex if you're not careful with it. So if you're doing something like this, feel for your sharp edges too. Try to tone them down a little bit so they're not so bad. I know y'all can't see me what I'm doing on this side, but I am filling in eye holes. Not all the way, just a little bit. Let's get rid of the sharp edge and the deepness of them so they're not so deep. And I hope to God I can get out of the mold okay. But if it's a fail, you guys are going to see it. Because I don't mind showing you I don't mind showing you my fails either, because that's how you learn. I'll make the mistakes so you don't have to. Oh, yeah, big bear. I wasn't going to fill these eyes in, but kind of glad you mentioned it, because they are, they do have some sharp ridges in some of them. So that's kind of where we're at now. I'll show you like an example for filling in something. Like, so if you can see this spot here, there's a pretty deep hole in there. So I'm going to fill that in. I'm not going to fill it all the way out, but I will fill it in so that it's not so deep. We still want to look kind of crazy looking, you know, like it's been beat up and chewed up and stuff, but we still want to be able to get it off the mold. I don't know how exciting it is for you guys to watch me play in the mud. Also, I had the exposed wood going around it at the bottom, and I just went ahead and took some clay and stuck on there as well, so we could once we pour everything, the Ultra Cal, it will go down on the side of this wood. So what I'm going to do when we start pouring that is I'll put Vaseline. I'll take some Vaseline or petroleum jelly, whatever you want to call it, and we'll put around the edge of this wood. Most of it's clayed up, but we will put something around there just to make it a little easier to release that. I will show you guys something. So if you go to make a mold, a two-piece mold, let me see, here we go. So I made this two-piece mold. How I made it was pretty simple. This is the skull silicone I did. But what I did, anyway, you get the idea, silicone, and I left the skull in here, siliconed it, then I left it all together, and I poured this on top. So what I did is I used Ultra Cal to make my toppers, your two-piece mold, and what this does is just to hold your silicone together. So if you use rigid foam, that stuff expands, and it'll keep it from expanding much. A whole bunch without screwing it up. So how I make my own hard coat is I use bandages. So I will take, what do you got? So I will just take regular gauze bandages, and I will dip these in Ultra Cal. And that's how I make mine. You can get the pre-bandages that's already got the stuff in it, but that's pretty expensive. So I just make my own. So keep your stuff moist as you're working, and if you got your bag open, squirt some stuff in there. I got a bottle here. I'll dump a little bit of water in my clay, especially if I leave it open very long. And it just keeps it nice and moist because it will dry up pretty quick. All right, it looks pretty good. I'm just gonna feel some rough edges, see what they feel like. Splitting the head there. All right. So just keep your eyes open on everything. Just check it, double check it, triple check it. See any big old holes that you're worried about. Fill them in a little bit. Excuse me. I don't know if you guys know anything about Alabama, but we have this real thick yellow pollen every stinking year, and it kills our sinuses down here. Seems like everybody has sinus issues down here. Now we can take, if you want to, if you want to add a little bit of texture to what you just put on there, because everything's kind of got a texture except for where you put that, and it kind of looks like a waterfall wherever it goes. Take you some aluminum foil, wrap it up, make it crumbly, and you can go back in and give yourself some texture. If this piece turns out, I think it'll be a pretty cool little piece. Now this is something you guys can make yourself as well. Take you some skulls, get you a maker's mold, and make you a bunch of skulls. Cut you out a piece of plywood about the same width as barrel, and spray you some foam on there. And put your skulls in there. You can make your own barrel topper. You don't even have to do what I'm doing. But if you want to make you a mold out of it, then I guess you can do it this way. We're fixing to find out tomorrow. We're going to find out if we succeeded or not. I think we'll be okay. Then I guess once we mold it, and if it's successful, once we mold it and it's successful, we will take and I'll bring you all along for a ride on latexing one up, latexing it up and foam filling it. See how it turns out. So I don't think I've really posted too much about the facade I'm building. I think I put a little short video on the facade I'm building. It's going to look pretty, I mean, right now it's just in the infancy stage. It's just set up, and we're going to build toe pincher coffins, and they will be attached to our facade, and they will be moving in and out of the coffins. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. And we're going to take it to MHC, set it up. So that's kind of what I've been doing today. As you guys know, I'm in the new garage, and I had plumbers here today, so everything is hooked up, ready to rock and roll. Got good old hot water, got all the commodes installed. So slowly but surely, And hopefully we can hold some classes here one day, doing something, making stuff. If anybody be interested in that, if you guys would be interested in holding a class here one day or something, maybe we can figure out something and hold some kind of class, making corpses or whatever it may be. Make corpses, barrel toppers, or you guys want to learn about latex or something like that, I could probably show you a little bit about that. So with this clay, I use just regular bottled water. And I'll dump a little bit in there because as long as you keep it shut, it'll last a long time. So there it is. I can show you an ultra cow mold I made here not too long ago. So this is a two-part mold, and this is the heart I did. So I got it already poured, and just go back together, hopefully. Then we will take the end of it there and we'll pour it full of soft foam. And we'll take it out and make it look pretty. So this is what our heart's going to look like. So that's the one I just showed you in the mold. We also do zombie toes. I'll show you the mold I did on that. So this is my zombie toe mold. I got 4 toes. I sculpted them, poured them. I probably could have got a couple more in here instead of, that, but I think this is one of my first molds I did, and I wanted to make sure I had plenty of distance between each zombie toe, and I wanted enough thickness on each side so I didn't have a real thin wall. I know now I don't need it this thick, but I have it, and that's powder. So with that being said, we got zombie toes. I'll show you a zombie toe I do. As soon as my website's up, these will be available on the website. So these are the zombie toes. This is one of 4 I sculpted. I actually sculpted probably about 12 of them, but I never did mold the rest of them. I just molded 4. So, and we also have a creepy eye. I'll show you the creepy eyes, the ripped out eyeball started making. Get him out of the bag here. And these will be on the website before too long. So there's the ripped out eyeball. And then you got various colors, greens, blues, and browns and stuff like that. But just ripped out your eyeball. So those will be available soon. Wherever you want one now, that's fine. I can send you one on out to you. But and I'll show you the graveyard crosses we're going. Yes, I do a lot of back and forth walking. So there's one of my graveyard crosses with these eyeball out. These are pretty cool, if you can see the detail on it. And he has a brown eye. So these are kind of cool and they're fun to make too. There is a video on here that show you how to make these. There's another one with an eye in it. So these are pretty cool. They turned out better than I expected them to. And they are rigid foam, wood rigid foam, and use spray foam and use, there's a certain point in the spray foam, wait till it gets tacky, then you want to start smearing it. Then once you get it all smeared, you want to take latex and you want to latex the whole thing, latex everything, and then come back in and spray your black on here. Now, the thing with the black, what I do is I hold my can way back here on this head. That way you kind of keep some of the latex look. It'll be lighter up here. Then you want to blacken this part down here more. You want the bottom face more black. So once you got that, I use flat. And once you got that done, take some matte clear coat and you clear coat the whole thing. And that will just help lock the color in and all that stuff. Then you want to take gloss and you want to gloss this bottom section only. So from like around an eye, maybe around the eyes a little bit, the nose, the mouth down, you want gloss. Rest of it, matte. And that just kind of gives you that effect. And I use PermaBlood on it, which is kind of hard to see because it is against black. And once it dries, it's kind of hard to see. So, but these are pretty cool, I think, anyway. They're fun to make. But yeah, all that stuff is fun to make, guys. I hope my video looks okay. It's kind of hard to tell. Hey, that might be a good idea, Dave. Yeah, throw some toes into it. Maybe 15 toes. Cobwebs. You have enough room for a large class with table space? Yeah, John, I have over 10,000 square feet. That's roof crashes on my way to visit bathing. Works of art. Let's see. What a sitter and a cracker. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to read y'all's comments because I missed everybody's comments here. So if I miss you guys, just shoot me another message and I'll get to you. Because my comments will not stay up. Anyway, that's kind of where we're at with this here. And like I said, we'll bag this bad boy and back and I'll show you how to mold this thing. And I don't know if I'm going to show you right or not, but we're going to try anyway. I mean, what's worse that could happen? Throw out 300 pounds of Ultra Cal, right? So, and I'll eat the cost of that. You just watch me do it. Anyway, this is what we're going to do tomorrow. So if you guys want to come back and watch tomorrow, maybe it's about the same time-ish tomorrow, we'll come back and we'll mold this bad boy. Then maybe a day or two later, we'll come back and depending on how hard this is to get out, and we'll throw some latex in the mold and pour one up and see what it looks like. But I'll give you a little sneak peek behind the scenes. I just can't do it this time. Can't do it. Anyway, I'll show you a little bit of stuff I am working on. Let me see if I can. Maybe I can turn you around here. Surprise, yeah. So this is kind of one of my Egyptian themes, guys, that I'm working on. I'm not quite happy with it. I'm trying to get some Egyptian stuff, with some beads and different color stuff. So still working on it. It's just a work in progress. This guy here, this will be another mold. So this is one of the half bodies I make. And I took an old prop that went out of business and I cut his face off. And he had an awesome midsection. And I cut it off and I put it on my body. So now we can mold him. So that's what we're going to do eventually. And hopefully I don't lose service here. But you kind of see this is the body that I make. And we wrapped him up in some wrappings and rope and stuff like that. So he's going to be at MHC as well. There's a bunch of zombie toes, creepy eyeballs, and all of our graveyard skulls. So this is kind of what the graveyard skull looks like without any latex on it. It just looks plain. So once you put latex on it, then you start, and it dries pretty quick too. That latex dries pretty quick on that. And it'll turn out something like that. I'm not used to filming with my phone, guys. So here's one of my back scratchers. Still prototype because I'm going to switch out these thick straps or wide straps for a 1-inch strap. And we'll have him. Hopefully we'll have him with the mold release. Yeah, I got some Vaseline I'll probably throw on there on some of it and help me get it released. And we have some fetus skulls. So our fetus skulls. We'll have more of these too. And these here are skull towers. They're basically, you can put a candle in there if you want to, but I call them incense burner holders or whatever you want to call them. But they come in various colors. So these will be available soon. And these are my corpses. Now these corpses are a pain in the hind end, so it takes about a week to do these, each skeleton. It only takes about 2 days to do a corpse, but it's going to be about 2 weeks once everything's kind of dried and shrunk and repainted and stuff like that. So, but they look pretty cool in my opinion. Got some nice corpses. And we do have acrylic teeth in all of them. So all of them's going to have acrylic teeth, which is another pain in the butt. And then we'll have what do you call that? Sarcophagus? Not sarcophagus. Anyway, your swallowing hole. You'll have your swallowing hole. I got those in there. And we're going to have aprons. So this here is a soft foam apron. So soft. But we're going to make a few of those just to kind of see how they do. These are all homemade aprons. We made every one of them. And we're going to have some bloodied up zombie costume-y like stuff. Yeah, I can't pronounce that, cobwebs. Yeah, I can't pronounce it. So just go with it. It's a windpipe. There you go. Let's see. So I'll show you the facade that me and Cobwebs are designing and putting in MHC. So we have 32 foot. So what we're going to have here on the end is we're going to have a toe pincher coffin with a a corpse in it, and it's going to be moving in and out. And this wall here is going to be open for our products. So Cobwebs will have his products on one wall and probably a corner wall and these two walls here. Then we're going to have 4 more toe pincher coffins with moving corpses in them. And then I'll have a section over here for my junk. And then this section here. Hey, what's up, Hollywood Hunter, man? I'm glad you stopped by. I'm just kind of going over everything with everybody of what I'm doing and what our plans is for MHC and stuff. So we're going to have another coffin here, toe pincher coffin. And if you want to see some cool looking toe pincher coffins with skellies moving in and out, go check out Hollywood Hunters. They have an episode of their skellies inside of toe pinchers, and they're cool. And thanks, Ray. I appreciate it. Thanks, man. I'm going to need all the luck I can. This is my first time, so it's going to be a hoot. It's fun going, but as far as bending, it's always up in the air of what is going to sell and what isn't. So, if you guys seen Scare Factory stuff, this is not Scare Factory stuff. It is a remake of Scare Factories because for some reason it's hard to get their stuff, so you make your own. So they do sway, and I do got brains. And one day I'm going to show you all how to make those. Butt bones. Let's see. I guess I could show you my junk. I got stuff everywhere. I got 70 feet of table, and every stinking bit of it is full of something. Plus, I got another table that's full of stuff. And I got more props over here. Let's see. This is another one I'm working on. So, this is going to be one on a cross, like a scarecrow / whatever. And I put a pumpkin pulp mask on it. I'll just put it on there to see what it looked like, but I thought it looked kind of cool. But that's coming off air, but we're going to make a couple of those, and those will be in the facade as well, MHC. And I don't know. I know you guys, it's kind of hard to see everything, but I can show you around a little bit if you'd like. Yeah, Ray, it's 70 feet. It's actually, this section here is actually 68 feet. From one end down here to the end down here. 68 foot. This is going to be my wood and welding station right here. So I got a piece of metal that goes on top of this table, and I can weld and whatnot and stuff back here. I've already hooked up wire for my air compressor when I get it. So she's ready to rock and roll. Then I'll have another wire for my welder. So that'll be ready to go. My drill press. I have a bunch of other woodworking tools that I got to figure out where to put them. I got different stuff in, I got like electronics. I don't know if I showed you this guys before or not, but I got top melt glue, brushes, sticks, and these are all horns for making clown horns. I got a bunch of them. These are wiper motors. I just got stuff everywhere. And this is basically paints. So I got a bunch of paints in there. It's kind of hard to see everything in a way. So everything's still got to be stocked. I haven't got it stocked up yet. And more junk. So I got more stuff in there and more stuff down there and stuff in there and those, which is kind of cool. I just got to get it all here in order. So like I got hair, I got bandages in here for making molds and more bandages. And this is hair. If I want to put hair on something, I got it. So this is almost like the toe pincher coffin I'll be making, only it's going to be a whole lot better than that thing. I just kind of threw that thing together for Halloween. I have real coffins and caskets. So this is a big boy casket. This is a boy or a girl casket. These are all Cherokee coffins right here. So I have all of these, and I might take some of these to MHC because I got some really, really small ones, little child coffins, and I got some smaller kid coffins, caskets, sorry. More skeletons. And I got a workbench here. I got one more, or a workbench, a shelving unit here, and I got one more shelving unit to put in over here. I think I overlook this room here all the time. So this is just another one where this is where I'm going to start housing my tools, and this station here is going to be picked up the other way so I can lay all my tools, my power tools on that. Then I got me and my grandson a place to hang our coat or whatever. So this is kind of, everything's kind of in the works. And up there is where I store all my props and stuff. There's a bunch of props up there. And this is an old kitchen that was here. And we're turning it into this is a fan that sucks out whenever they had it back in the day. And this is part where we can sit here and paint or paint mask or whatever it is we want to do. We just got our sink hooked up today, which I'm proud of. Woohoo! Long time coming, and we got hot water. So I still got to attach this to the wall. Everything's got to be attached. So we just got that fixed today. I had a plumber here today. Here's all the aprons that we're making. Now we are making some kid size ones. And so if I can show you all here with one hand. So we'll be making these, and these got to be distressed and all that good stuff. And we're making more costumes. So these is the costumes we'll be making. Just something simple, because I really don't have a lot of time to make anything super elaborate in this short amount of time. But yeah, so this is going to be kind of our little slash paint room slash something another. I'm not sure exactly yet. And we got the women's bathrooms. We got the men's bathrooms, which is still, these two rooms we're still tinkering on. And this is where the offices are going to be. This is going to be my grandson's office once we get it completed. And this is kind of my office here. I think I might have showed this already on the video, but I figured I'd show you guys tonight. And this is where we're going to have some, my favorite mask and stuff from Pumpkin Pulp and Ghost Ride and different places like that, which is kind of hard to see and with the light shining on it. So just different stuff like that. This is our freezer room slash junk room. And this is my break room. So I did most of this electrical. The electrician's only hooked up a couple pieces, and I did most of that. I still got three more wires to do. Like the TV, we've got TV in here. I wired all that up. So this is, I got two 20s, two 30 amps. I got 20s for big lights. I got one for the 30 amp for the hot water tank, and a 30 amp for my air compressor. Then I'll have a 40 amp for my stove and a 40 amp for my welder once I get it going on. So there's my stove, which the plug holder is there. I just got to run the wire. Hot water tank we got hooked up today, which thank God it's been there for a couple months waiting on that. Got our sink hooked up, so that's ready to go. Microwave. Oh man, this is the best part. This is what I live for coming over here. Snacks. Gotta have snacks. But it's our little kitchen. So our little break room. And haha, we got ice cream. So my grandson will love that. He got some ice cream over here. And plus we got plenty of drinks and sandwich stuff if we want to make a sandwich or whatever. So I'm here most of the time. And we got a TV in here if we want it. So it's kind of where we're at on this renovation thing. It's still a lot of little bull stuff. But other than that, that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know. I think I kind of showed you guys everything. I got some hanging bats in here. I hung up a couple of them Spirit Halloween bats, which is, well, actually, they're pretty cool. I kind of like them, but I hung up a couple of them up there. And plus, I got a bunch of distortion stuff. Got to have distortion stuff. That's kind of where we're at. These are my wall panels to my hut, and I'm taking apart. I'm taking these apart, and I'm saving the 8-foot underneath there and the little 4-footers underneath there so I can use them later. And I'll use this later for something. That way they're not out in the weather ruining. So I'm thinking about this area up here. Oh, yeah. So some of you guys don't know that I've got my 10-foot by 12-foot garage door in, which has been a blessing. You have no clue how much that helps. And as soon as I get the ramp poured, that's going to help even more. So I have this little space here. So it's in between the main front door and the garage door. So I have probably about 12, 13 foot here. And I'm thinking about utilizing this area as well. So I'm thinking about, since I got a little edger and a little planer and stuff like that. And I have 2 or 3 saws like this, rail arm saws. So what I'm thinking about doing, I got a table saw over there. What I'm thinking about doing is doing maybe a 2.5, maybe 3 foot table width and maybe 12 foot long. And I can utilize this space. This, I am unsure what I'm going to do with it. Now, there is going to be a zombie mural I'm going to put on this wall, but I'm not sure. It's kind of wasted space. So right now, I just got stuff leaning up against it. So I got to figure out what I want to do with this. Hey, thanks, Hollywood Hunter. We appreciate your vids too, man. You guys do some awesome work. I don't have, I need a Castle, I need a Grayskull. Castle Grayskull, is that what it is? He-Man. I need a He-Man Castle Grayskull. Right there, Hollywood Hunter, right here against this wall. I think you can come out here for, I believe you can have it done within a week. If you really work really hard, I'll feed you and give you drinks. Just build me some kind of a castle wall right there. That'd be awesome. Oh, and I got to show you, of course, my guard dog right there. It's my pretty girl, ain't you? So that's my guard dog. Got to have her. She barks at anybody who walks by. Let's see here. So that's kind of the gist of it, other than not showing you upstairs because it's kind of, the lighting up there really sucks. But there's a good bit of space up there. I'm thinking about eventually, doing sewing or something up there. So that's part of what we'll end up doing upstairs, is turn it into like costume room, where I can have a couple people up there making costumes and whatnot like that. So it's kind of future plans. Whether it happens or not, I have no clue. But it's kind of my thinking. Anyway, guys, I'm going to cut this short, and I hope you enjoy it, the little, barrel topper thing. And hopefully tomorrow we will mold that 300-pound sucker, and I'll take you along for the journey. And if you guys want to come and help me lift it up, I'll take your help. Anyway, guys, you guys be good, be safe, and keep it creepy. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Let me see, there's the X.